Meet Noor, 19. She was convicted of terrorism offenses for spending time in Daesh territory and for spreading online propaganda to recruit new members. Noor had also been recruited online. It all started when Noor moved to another city with her family. She had just graduated from secondary school and the move was difficult for her. She missed her home and her old friends. She was struggling with making new friends. She spent most of her time chatting online with one friend in particular. Eventually, this friend, having gained Noor's complete trust, convinced her to convert to Islam and to adopt extremist behaviors. It wasn't long before Noor herself would start to recruit others. In the end, Noor decided to travel to Syria. With her friend's help, she married a fighter. But when he was killed in combat, Noor started to think about returning home. She paid smugglers to take her across the Turkish border. Back in Europe, Noor was imprisoned. She was cooperative during her trial and her sentence was reduced. Ahead of her release, Noor indicated she wanted to rehabilitate in her social environment and improve her relationship with her parents. She also noted her intention to continue school, find a job, and rebuild her life. But practitioners recently discovered she is still in contact with her old friend, the one who had recruited her and who has also returned from Syria. We asked RAND practitioners to share their opinions about the case of Noor.
Noor's story is a story that is very near to life. It is a story, it tells of events that affect many, many young people, also many young women all over Europe.
I think there are many Noors out there. And they are returning and they are still in Syria or in Iraq. We have to be prepared to deal with them.
To me, as a case manager, I would really work on the fact that she has indicated that she wants to collaborate and that she wants to find a job or go to school. So ideally, this would start when she's still in prison.
For me, myself, it looks like Noor needs to find her let's say, normality in our society, back in our society. And it means like I would draw some kind of triangle around Noor. There are services and practitioners, specialists, there are family of her, and there's society.
I think as a short term, it's to help her to map the people who she can trust. Because if she wants really to readapt herself to or to build a new life, then she will need a lot of support. And I think the first step will be to restore the relationship between her and her family.
The first thing I would do is to make sure that for Noor, my role is really clear, that I'm a case manager, that I will be seeing her and talking to her, but I will also be coordinating the larger network that is around her, and that she can always come to me if she has any needs or problems, but that I cannot come too close either, because I'm not a friend. I'm a practitioner and I need to do my job, and it's very important to keep an overview from all the things that are running, because it will be also very overwhelming for her, all these people being involved in her life, looking at her with big glasses like, is she doing well, is she doing okay, is she not falling back into this radicalization process?
Yeah, I think supervision and control, those are aspects which should be kind of balance, and that balance comes from risk assessment.
So we develop a strategy which starts with, first with restoring the self-esteem. For this we use a lot of face-to-face meeting with people who can prove that the person who took a bad decision, it's not a bad person. So he or she can take a good decision.
And long-term is really helping her find new things that give her meaning in life. Past the immediate financial and material situations, you have to address the need for some fulfillment in life. This is what got many people, many young girls going males obviously too. And when they come back, as well as you can provide for them, if they do not find a new meaning in life, they are likely to collapse back into old habits.
And I'm not surprised that she contacts and bonds with her old friend again, because this is, she knows her, she trusts her. And whom can she trust in her environment? Talking to many families, particularly mothers, but also fathers, siblings, young people who know those who left for Syria in fragile communities, we see that the trust factor is absolutely of essence. These young people feel so vulnerable, feel so lost, and they felt like that before they left. They always felt what we see as a common denominator, that many of them felt they lived between two worlds. Can she reconnect with a peer group? Obviously, she talks to her former friend who radicalized her. This is not necessarily a sign of openness for further radicalization or returning to the toxic ideologies she was infected by. This could also be an indicator for how lonely and lost she feels. So I think these are necessary analytical steps that need to be taken.
But mentoring is very important, and not just from a perspective of Noa, but also from how we can reflect what we do in our rehabilitation plans with Noa, how we can reflect it to society. Because each mentor is a part of a society, and that person can share experience with work with Noa to other people, and by this way it is very, I would say, very easy and some kind of healthy for society, healthy to understand how that job could be done, and not to stigmatize the persons, radicalized persons.
If we don't support these returnees in this deeper analysis and self-reflection, they might fall into the same trap over and over again. And this is a tall order, I do think. But this is the work we, as civil society representatives, as experts, stakeholders, do have to do.
The case of Noor highlights some of the many questions and challenges surrounding the release of radicalized and terrorist offenders, a topic that will remain with priority on the agenda for the coming years. Many radicalized offenders have started to be released from prisons across Europe. Some have been de-radicalized and successfully completed an exit program during their time in detention, while some may not yet have disengaged completely. One of the most difficult parts in preparing for their release is that the former offender's criminal past will always be part of his or her records, which can complicate picking up a normal life. This makes the role of the community and family, as well as institutions and authorities, central to the rehabilitation process.